Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines, and I'm here today with my very good friend, Barbara Juniper, who is here to share with us some beautiful wisdom and songs. And so you may have seen previous videos we've done together where Barbara shares many of her beautiful much of her beautiful song medicine. Um, but what's so interesting about today is that we happen to be recording this on March 14th, 2025. Last night we had the total lunar eclipse in Virgo's very, very powerful eclipse. And as Barbara was sharing with me earlier today, in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, it's also a holy day, a very, very powerful day in yet another from another vantage point. And so Barbara's going to share with us a little bit about that. And then we're going to weave in songs that are coming to Barbara that she feels need to be shared. And I'm sure they do. And I'm super, super excited to bask in it and be part of it. And so, yes, welcome to Barbara and welcome to all of you. And here we are together in this amazing portal time. Yay.
Yay, here we are. And thank you. Thank you again, Martha. It's always such an honor and a joy to spend time with you and, just reflecting for a moment on if some of the people who are watching this now, if you've seen the most recent Soul Wisdom Circle that was number 5, in it you channeled Gaia, and her first most important message to us was to slow down to her rhythm. So I'm going to invite everybody for just a moment to, if you feel comfortable in closing your eyes, I'm just going to ring the bowl and we can all let go of the busyness of our lives that we've been engaged in up to this point in our day or night or whenever you're listening to this, and tune in to the rhythm of Gaia. So I invite you to really feel your sits bones. If you're sitting, maybe you're lying down, but to just feel that sense of support underneath you, and let any tension release, whether it's physical tension, emotional tension, mental tension. And just imagine that you're letting it all melt down into the nourishing stream of Gaia that takes away all that tension and can recycle it, transform it. Tune into your breath. And give yourself full permission to open to receive the nourishment of Gaia, the support, her incredible unconditional love for all of us, all of her creatures, great and small, who are none other than her in a different form. But just really feel yourself synchronizing your frequency with her frequency. And just let yourself rest here for a moment as your whole psychophysical being recalibrates to our natural rhythm, the rhythm of the earth. Thank you. And to stay connected with that as we move through this next time together, and know that at any given moment in your day, you can pause. You can push your own internal pause button. Feel your feet on the ground, feel your breath, and reconnect with this beautiful, nurturing, nourishing frequency of Mother Earth. Mm, thank you. Yeah, so as Martha was saying, that today in the Buddhist calendar is a holy day. It's called Chutrul Duchen, and it's called the Festival of Miracles, and it comes on the 15th day of the first lunar month in the Tibetan calendar, the Tibetan Buddhist calendar, and it's a series of 15 days after the new year that in which the Buddha manifested miracles. And he didn't do this from an egoic stance, just look, say, hey, I'm really cool, I can do this. He was actually challenged by some scholars of other traditions. He was challenged as to his claim, or his disciples' claim that he had fully awakened. And out of his profound compassion for beings, and also his desire to ignite inspiration in his followers to practice the Dharma, he manifested these miracles, and some of them were things like just radiating massive amounts of light from his body, and some might have been that he was walking through the air. Another might have been a manifestation of multiple emanations of himself. Different miraculous occurrences that left people without a doubt that he had become fully awakened. And again, I think it's really important to stress that he wasn't doing this as showmanship. That wasn't his path. He was only doing it out of compassion. And so it brings to mind what is a miracle? And I believe that really, truly, the miracle is our potential to transform into the beings that we truly are. And Martha, I know you talk about this a lot, the remembering, right? We are beings of infinite light. We are beings of infinite wisdom, love, compassion. And that's the true miracle. But one of the things on this day that they say is so powerful is all of your acts, your actions, your words, your thoughts, be they negative or positive, are magnified a millionfold. So I really encourage everyone today to think about ways that you can create positive ripples in your life, because this is a very powerful day. Even if you were to practice, even if you were to just sit down and dedicate your practice to the well-being of all beings, it's like it's on steroids today. It's incredibly powerful to make offerings. If you have acts of generosity, whatever you can do, that will create a positive ripple, it will be amplified in such potent ways today. And maybe even ask yourself, what are the miracles I'm looking for in my own life, in terms of transformation, in terms of spiritual growth, in terms of removing obstacles or obscurations that are limiting you in your ability to fully embody the full potential of your being. of your light being. So yeah, in that way, it was just amazing to connect with you this morning and go, well, yeah, this is the day to offer something positive to to the world, you know. And the thing about songs, I think I mentioned on one of the other videos that we did that one of my astrology friends, you know, studied with Prabhupada, the you know the head of the Krishna movement, and he said that when you chant mantra, because you know the Krishna movement is all about chanting the Maha Mantra, and he said it circles around the earth at least 9 times. And so I feel like these songs, they ripple out. They ripple out just like our prayers, just like our positive actions. So we can just imagine that we're rippling out today in massively wonderful ways, you know.
That that's one of those things that I've never thought of and yet is so obvious once I think of it, right? That like if I think about those images we've all seen of the Earth from space, that we can see all the lights all over the globe. Uh, well, the same would be true, of course, of sound waves or any kind of vibration that we're emanating. That's, of course, going to be extending into, no, you know, it's going to extend beyond the Earth. Of course it is. Waves, sound waves don't really
Yes.
end. Yeah.
No, no. Where does the music go?
Mm.
Well, a friend of mine
Wow.
wrote a song called "Where Does the Music Go When It's Gone." Wow,
Wow.
sit with that one for a while.
Wow. Like, wow, wow, wow. Yeah.
Like wow, wow, wow. And I think what's coming for me now too, in terms of the specialness of this day, in terms of the magnification, is speech is is sound vibration. So also be mindful of your speech, because that also ripples, you know, just like a song, you know. It's all vibration, my friends.
And
It's
so
all
are thoughts, of course, right? We know that too.
of
It's, yeah,
course, right? And
all
so
of it.
it's all rippling out there. And in terms of the conversation and the soul wisdom circle about inner and outer, you know, this
Mm,
is so much about working with our capacity to choose kindness, to choose love, to choose to push the pause button when we feel triggered before it goes out of our mouth. You know, it's a very powerful revolutionary act.
mhm. Well,
To
and I'll just tie in for anybody who happens to be listening to this. Probably if you're listening to this video, you're aware of the free summit that I'm holding right now, that I'm also in the right in the middle of, right? Which is called Becoming Superconductors of Love. Which is all about this choice point that we're into. So I'll just say, if you happen to see this video and you haven't heard of the summit, please sign up for the summit because it's entirely free and it's happening right now. And I think it's amazing that not only that this eclipse was happening at this in the time of the summit, but also now it turns out this holy day is right now. And it's, I mean, anyway, I'm sure there are many other amazing things happening in this time. Um, yes, keep going, keep going. Yes.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's all well, like you and I was saying this morning, oh, it's so great when we connect in this way, but it's not even it's something else that's moving through us. It's a wave that's moving through us to help us manifest and help Gaia and help the cosmos and help the all that is to do whatever we can do to harmonize ourselves
Mm,
so that it can manifest in our environment around us, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right. And that part of one of the tools we have is song, is music, is vibration, is sound, is our voice, is, yeah.
truly, truly. So much, so much. So when you were speaking, and again, just for you all that are listening, I was really inspired. I was listening this morning to the interview or the video that you did on the Soul Wisdom Circle and those amazing women. And I'm going to be referencing that in our next time together, because as I was listening to each woman share what was true and real for her and authentic in this moment, downloads of songs were coming. You know, I'm a song carrier, and so I have this medicine bundle of songs. And for each woman in each theme that was kind of alive for her, there was a song that was coming in. So you were channeling Gaia, and you were talking about this, as I explained or called in a little earlier, this real need for Gaia for us to slow down into her frequency, really connecting with her and her frequency, her energy. And so the song that came for me is a song by a woman named Carolyn Hillier. It's a much longer song that I'm going to, there will be links to some of the songs that I'm sharing today that Martha can post. And it's a longer song, but I'm just going to be singing the chorus of the song because it's short, and I think it's something that you all could use as medicine in terms of your relationship with the earth, and also slowing down to her pace. You know, it was fantastic that she brought that up through you this morning when I listened to it, because I was just out for a 2-hour hike in the woods nearby me last weekend, and I was saying to my partner as we were sitting on the ground next to this beautiful body of water and the birds and the trees and the little new shoots of the willows coming out, and I looked at him and I said, "This feels natural. This feels like the pace that we're supposed to be going at." So it was beautiful to hear her affirm that for me through you. So this song is called Tread Gently on the Earth. And I just invite you all to imagine it calls in the earth, it calls in the water, it calls in the air and the fire. And just connect with that in your own way, and know that these elements that are part of our earth experience are all within us. We are her. We are the elements. There's no separation. So when you're singing to her, you're singing to your bones. You're singing to the fluid in your body. You're singing to the fire of your heart. You're singing to the breath in your own lungs. So again, the inner outer, there's no difference. So however you want to focus your attention as I sing this song, it's all the same. It's all the same. Tread gently on the earth, breathe gently of the air, lie gently in the water, touch gently to the fire. Tread gently on the earth, breathe gently of the air, lie gently in the water, touch gently to the fire. Tread gently on the earth, breathe gently of the air, lie gently in the water, touch gently to the fire. Tread gently on the earth, breathe gently of the air, lie gently in the water, touch gently to the fire. Tread gently on the earth, breathe gently of the air, lie gently in the water, touch gently to the fire. when we balance our own inner elements, we bring balance to our external, what appears external to us. Yeah. And her song is really beautiful. The verses are all about the earth and revering her and honoring her and taking care of her. So, like I said, the link will be posted. And then the next thing that you brought up, Martha, in your channeling of Gaia was this sense of being held, that we are being held and we are being cared for. And as you were bringing that in, and others of the interview also brought that in as well. And so I was really feeling the sense of a lullaby, a lullaby for the world, a lullaby for all of us who are scared and fearful and shaky and uncertain and disoriented, and that's just part of this time that we're living in. But there's a beautiful lullaby that is from Pura Fay, who is a native woman, native from the Turtle Island here in North America, and it's an honoring song of her great grandmother. They called her Grandmother Easter, and it's called Grandmother Easter's Lullaby. And so again, I was feeling the power of the grandmother, the power, the sense of being held and being rocked by this loving grandmother energy, and how soothing that is for a child that's upset, how soothing, how comforting, how nurturing and nourishing, just like Grandmother Earth, in that same way. So I encourage you or invite you to just lean back wherever you are. Imagine yourself in the loving arms of a great grandmother, a grandmother. Maybe you didn't have a grandmother, but you can tune in to the energy of Grandmother Earth as well and just feel this gentle, rocking, soothing, like you're okay, I've got you kind of energy. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, humma, hey ya. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya. Way, hey, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya. Ah, humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, humma, hey ya. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya. Way, hey, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya. Ah, humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, humma, hey ya. Humma, 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 hey ya. Humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya. Way, hey, hey, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya. Ah, humma, hey ya, oh, hey ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mostly way beyond words. I'll just throw in a few words, which are that it's reminding me how the last couple of weeks I've been getting this message repeatedly from Gaia that I channeled yesterday that it's like we're waking up from a nightmare. So of course it's going to feel scary. Of course it's going to feel discombobulating, all these things that a lot of us have been feeling. And yesterday when I was doing that, when I was in that circle with those amazing women, it was actually the first time I personally suddenly got it in my body. Um, what, like my own perspective of, I've channeled lots of things, lots of messages about what's going on, why is this happening? What's my role? What, on and on and on. But it was the first time I personally deeply felt it.
Mm.
Like the what and the why and the how and the all of it. Um, and only one part of that was this message of, well, okay, we've been in a terrible nightmare of the time of forgetting. Now we're in waking back up, right? So of course it's going to feel scary and all these things. But what I wanted to say about your singing is that I'm also feeling how as we're waking up, it's not only that our brains need to be sort of talked to, it's that our bodies need to be soothed and our spirit and our souls need to be literally held like we would, like, let's say you have a toddler who wakes up from a nightmare. I mean, you definitely would probably say to them, "Oh, you were only sleeping. It's okay." You would use words, but it's mostly that our bodies would be holding them,
Holding,
and
holding.
maybe we would sing gently or something, right? But
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know what that evokes in me too is to just offer to anyone who's in this circle of remembering is you can hold yourself and
Mm,
rock and hum to yourself. It doesn't, you don't have to know a song, you don't have
mm,
to remember a tune. You will know what you
mm,
need in the moment musically. You have a musical intelligence that's innate to you, each and every one of you. And if you ever feel that you're overwhelmed or frenzied or fearful, you can just hold yourself and rock and hum. And
mm.
it's medicine. It's your own medicine that can go with you wherever you are, any time of day or night.
Beautiful. And I'm just, yeah, another couple of things I'm feeling, I'll say them, are noticing how the full moon last night was a full moon in Virgo.
Mm.
I was born on a full moon in Virgo, and you also have your moon in Virgo.
That's
And
right.
here we are singing songs about Mother
Yes,
Earth.
mother. Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, I think it's perfect, of course. And something that Melanie said in the video yesterday, which I just loved, was when she was talking about toward the end of the video, she said something along the lines of, it's like she said something like, keep an eye out for like wisdom of the past to show up. Not only that, it's not only that we're letting go of karmic things that no longer serve, it's also that things are showing up that do serve and that we do already know. And, those are kind of surfacing in this time too. And so I'm feeling that, something about that also as you're singing and as we're feeling this, like we know, our bodies actually already know, and we have a lot of instinct right here. And so I'm thinking about actually Saturn right now is with the sun at the time of this eclipse, and just they're together in these few days right now, and Saturn is so alive right now. And
Mm.
that's a
That
grandmother,
holding energy. Yeah.
yeah, the grandmother holding,
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful, yeah, deep remembering of the wisdom that
And I
is.
think, you know, what came up for me as she said that too, not only the memories of this life that will serve you, that, like you were saying, not just the trauma, but the actual moments where you were feeling empowered or aligned, or, you know, there was something there for you that was like a jewel. I also got and I'm feeling it personally as well, there's things coming from way other lifetimes that are also memories coming in of reminding me of the healing journey that I've been on for so many lifetimes, and the powers that, yeah, again, there can be this kind of what I call spiritual amnesia, like a forgetting of all the, many of us are very old souls, and we've been through many lifetimes of learning and perfecting practices and ways of being in that are buried in our stream of being, and I think those too are coming
Yeah.
forward.
And with Saturn in Pisces on the North Node, it's like Saturn is coming toward the North Node. So there's when Melanie was talking, it was clicking for me. Oh, of course, right? It's also our deep, ancient and divine wisdom. Saturn in Pisces, divine wisdom is going to be coming into focus.
Mhm.
So that's something really for us to, like Melanie said, keep an eye out for and feel it in our own bodies. And it also ties for me into what Julia was talking about yesterday with that yeah, like you're saying, like we've gone through preparation for this exact moment. And all of that training, or I don't know what to call it, all of that journeying we've done is serving us right now.
Right now, right
Yeah.
now, in this moment.
Yeah. Like wow, of course.
Of course. There's no mistake that we're here right now. It's not
Right.
just some random event, it's like there's a reason.
Mm,
So what's coming forward for me now is I was also quite moved by what Anne was sharing about beauty,
mm.
and how that's always been an incredibly important part of my life is daily touch points with beauty, and how important that is for our souls and our the nourishment of a more ephemeral part of our being. I do believe it nourishes us physiologically as well, but I also know that from a deeply, for myself, just on a very deep kind of soul level, beauty is an absolute must for me in my life.
I'm
And
looking,
so
sorry,
the
I'm just
song, go ahead.
looking at the roses behind you,
Yeah.
the medicine Buddha and the it's like
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you, not to mention you, the beauty of you. It's like the whole thing is yes, beauty. Yes.
Beauty is important. Well, Taurus, Venus, the beauty. The beauty is part of my stream of being for sure. But the song that came in, and again, I want to just honor and pay so much respect to the indigenous ways of the peoples of all around our planet who, and all of us were indigenous at one point in time. We have our indigenous ancestors, but this earth-based knowledge, this earth rhythm knowledge, the songs that come up from the earth, the songs that come from the stars and from the ocean and from the rivers and the plants and the trees. It's like, so I wanted to pay homage. Also, I noticed that a lot of the songs that were coming through have roots in their Native American indigenous ways of this country here. And this next song is based on a Navajo poem called "Now I Walk in Beauty," of the beauty way. The Navajo people talk about the beauty way, and this particular tune was music that came through a man named Greg Smith, but it is a traditional Navajo prayer. Really, it's a Navajo prayer called "Now I Walk in Beauty." So again, I just invite you to, if you want to, as I'm singing this, think about a beautiful place on the planet that you're connected to, or a beautiful, like Anne was referencing, those beautiful paintings. Maybe there's some piece of art that to you is a represent or symbolic of great beauty. Maybe there's a song, whatever it is for you. I just encourage you as I'm singing this to pull in all the images of beauty that impact you and that help you feel nourished on a deep soul level. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Now I walk in beauty. Beauty is before me. Beauty is behind me, above and below me. Yeah, and just like you were doing, Martha, feel free to sing along. A lot of these songs, you can feel into the lyrics and just hum with them or sing with them as I'm singing. They're not super complicated songs. A lot of these songs are meant to be shared with others, so in a singing group, so feel free to sing along and feel into the frequency of the sound of the music and the words. Yeah.
And I was just feeling called to say, I felt this yesterday in the circle too, um, how we often trivialize beauty, right? But what is beauty ultimately? Like I'm thinking of Venus as a representation of beauty, among other things. And to me, what comes up is that one thing about beauty is that it's about balance and harmony and resonance. And when things are beautiful in a real way, typically there's a sense of things being in right relationship with each other. So it's not a selfish thing to desire beauty, right? It's actually a medicinal, on the ultimate level, it's a desire for a medicine in a sense. That makes sense.
It makes sense to me, and what's arising for me as you say that is to also name that beauty can be in places where we aren't expecting it.
Mm.
There can be profound beauty in deep grieving.
Yeah.
There can
Mm.
be profound beauty in even in when I go into the forest and a tree has fallen over and been quote unquote destroyed, there is a beauty in the way that in the dissolution of the tree and how new life grows from it. Little ferns, little baby trees are coming out of that mother tree that's fallen and dissolved. And so this is not also kind of like a, I don't know, beauty has such a bigger capacity to me than just things looking pretty. It's
Right.
and I feel that in what you're saying as well. And the harmony, the proportion, there were the mystics of ages past knew about harmony and proportion, and it's why you can walk into a cathedral in Europe and feel this amazing sense of harmony and beauty because of the proportions and the ways that things were built mathematically. You know, they understood the the mathematics of proportion in creating beauty, you know. And yeah, look for it in all kinds of places, you know. It can be the beauty of someone opening the door for another person who's got their hands full, you know. To me, that's beauty. These acts of generosity and the ways that you can see it everywhere, even amidst the chaos and the, you know, just keep your eyes open because you'll begin to see it in all kinds of different places. You know, the little plant that's coming up in the crack in the sidewalk, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so the next, you know, song that came through is that when Dawn was talking about this being open, you know, being open to possibility, you know, that felt like a big theme for her, you know. And there's a great song, little more upbeat. Debbie Nargi Brown is an incredible song leader in this country, and she's got so many beautiful songs. And this song is called "Be Open." So it goes, "Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Aye, 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 aye. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Aye, 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 aye. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open for something wonderful to happen. Be open to the possibility. Be open, friends. Amazing things can happen in the midst of all of this, you know. And I know, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before on other interviews that we've done, but it's coming through so strong, and it came through so strong as all these different women were sharing, you know, what was alive for them. When I was doing my sound healing training, we studied cymatics, and cymatics is the science of waves, right? And sound is waves, sound is waves. And the guy that we were studying with brought in this thing called the cymatoscope. And the cymatoscope looked like something that was a diagram of Leonardo da Vinci's. It was this finely machined, it had brass rods going up like this. It was about maybe 3 feet off the ground. And there was a ring around the top that was like an embroidery ring. And in that ring was a taut rubber membrane, like inner tube kind of material. But it was really taut, right? It was held by this ring. And then underneath the ring there was a speaker, and then connected below the speaker was an amp, right? And he took a microphone and handed it to me. It was connected to the amp, right, and then to the speaker. And then he poured this very, very, very fine silica sand onto the surface of the rubber. And then he said, "Okay, strike a note." So I go, "Doo," right? And I just held the note, and the sand is going crazy like that. And all of a sudden, it forms into this incredible pattern of a flower. And I'm there watching sound turn into form, right? I mean, right there, like it wasn't as an idea, an intellectual idea. It was actually happening in front of me. And he said, "Okay, now change the amplitude or the pitch." And so I went up in pitch and I went, doo, and the sound went crazy again. It went into chaos and it reformed into a completely new pattern of a flower.
Yes.
And I bring that in because of this transformation that's happening right now. We're the sand is in chaos, right? There's no pattern anywhere, and we're all shaken up, and we're none of us are like, whoa, yesterday was not what today is, and we don't know if tomorrow's going to be what, it's just all moving sand. And yet the trusting part is there is a new pattern that's emerging. It's a new pattern, and it cannot emerge from a static old pattern. It has to shake up the energy so that it can reform. And I just bring that in because if there's anything I want all of you who all ever watches this today or tomorrow or whatever time it is, just know that a new pattern is coming. And we don't know what it is yet, but it will be beautiful. It will establish itself out of the chaos of the sand that's shaken up right now.
And it comes from us singing a song. Literally. It comes from us holding space with the song that is us.
The intention, the aspiration, from a Buddhist tradition, intention and aspiration are incredibly important.
Wait, say more about that.
Well, okay, so the medicine Buddha here behind me, when he was a bodhisattva, before he became a fully realized Buddha, he made these vast aspirations that when I awaken, may just the sight of me be enough to ignite someone's liberation. May just hearing my name be
Mm,
enough to create someone's liberation, manifest someone's liberation. May anyone who sees me who is poor or ill be healed. So these aspirations were like the rocket fuel of his full realization. And once he came into the full realization of a fully realized Buddha, that all came true.
mm, 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 mm,
It all
mm.
came true.
Mm.
So important in these times, especially on this day,
Yeah.
make powerful aspirations for
Wow.
benefiting beings, for not only benefiting yourself. I think it was Julia who maybe was talking about how when you shift from your prayers being just about what you want to
Yeah.
being good for the whole earth, how that's again, that just kind of magnifies the whole field. So I encourage everyone, make your aspirations. Of course, it's important that your heartfelt aspirations for yourself and your well-being are important, but make it bigger.
Mm,
Make it big enough to include all sentient beings. It's because there will come a time when you will fully wake up to your full potential and your Buddhahood, your own Buddha nature, and that will all come true.
mm, 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 mm. Wow. Yes. Yeah. And when you're singing that particular song, I was thinking of again, I was going back to Melanie's time in that circle yesterday and what I personally was feeling and this is not the only truth, okay? So I don't want to put that out. I don't want to project this into the world as the truth at all. This is me, Martha, speaking. My feeling in that moment was a sense of um as Heather was talking about after Melanie, that if we equate our current state of the world to the Inanna journey, right? And that that we're now at the very, 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 very end of the Kali Yuga. Again, there are multiple perspectives on when the Kali Yuga ends and whatever, but okay, let's just take that one perspective. We are at the literally at the complete total end of it. And according to this one perspective, it ends on March 25th. So it's currently March 14th. Like, wow, 11 days, you know. So let's say we're at the very end of it, then you could equate that with us being at the very bottom of the underworld
Mm.
journey of human consciousness or whatever. So when I think of the bottom of the underworld is a place of initiation. It's a place of actually finding jewels of
Oh,
the underworld. Yeah. So
yes.
it's not that we've been thrown to the wolves and like it's all death and destruction. There's nothing good there. I mean, it is very certainly the world is very scary and upsetting at the moment. But for me, it was a sense of when Melanie was talking, sense I had this feeling of us in a really being at the bottom of the underworld together and kind of holding vigil, right? And there being these lights, like tea lights or jewels in the underworld that are shimmering and shining and they're showing us themselves. And so when you're singing that song, it feels like the perfect song for us to collectively be at the bottom of the underworld, holding vigil for our planet, for existence, for ourselves, for the end of this Kali Yuga, and then be open to the wait, say that, say it again.
Open for something wonderful to happen, be
Yes,
open to the possibility.
exactly. So with that image, would you mind singing it one more round again, just with
Yeah, sure. With that image of us holding vigil, and these, I always see Indra's net, the points of light, just we are points of light, and we're all interconnected. And yeah, as you were saying that, I was also feeling that a memory came forward. One of those memories came forward, and where my children were born, up in the mountains, up in the foothills of the mountains, there's a whole cave system, underground cave system up there. And I went into one of those cave systems, and the first, before you can go down in there, they put you down into the ground and they close the top of this little earth room, and they see how you do, because if someone's very, very claustrophobic, they don't want them going down into these underneath caverns, right? So I was in there and I was just like, wow, I'm home. But then when we went down, so I came out of that little room and then we went down, and oh, the beauty of the underworld, of the stalactites and the stalagmites and the crystal and I have never felt so at home in my life. I was just, it was like this world that I never knew existed. It's kind of like when you dive, you scuba dive and you see the whole underworld of the ocean. It was like getting to go down into our mother and feel her beauty.
okay, can I just throw in?
Please, yeah.
Probably not a coincidence. Okay. So this morning I held my March gathering for the Ben Huis series that I'm holding, right?
Yes.
In the beginning of the channel, so it was the channeled time, and so I was channeling for more than an hour. We went very deep, literally, because the first thing that we did, and actually I was very careful to give a choice for people not to have to go down into the earth, because some people have told me they get kind of claustrophobic
Yeah.
even imagining it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Similar, it's exactly what you just described, that they would have people go into that room first. Is it okay for you or not? If it's not, you don't have to do this.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Ben Huis gave people the choice to just go straight into, not have to go down into the underworld. Just you can just go straight to the veranda in his backyard or whatever. But for people who wanted, we went inside the tunnels of the mountain of the earth, and then we went literally all the way down to the heart of inner Gaia. And then we were there in the heart of the inner core of Gaia, and we were told to be in this alcove space of her inner heart. And then I was thinking of you, of course, as we were there. Then is what we were feeling or being guided to is that she is like a gong on the inside. So we were then asked to just bask in basically the sound healing of the inside, literal inside of Gaia herself. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. And then, that vibration helping us to literally come back home to ourself and our body and la, 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 all of the things. But yes, keep going. Um, it all ties in. It's all the
All
same thing.
ties in, yeah. And I was so interesting because I was feeling, as you talk about the heart of the earth, and we are earth, and so then I'm thinking, well, that's
Yeah.
my heart as well. And this morning, the visual that I had was that there's this prayer wheel going in my heart, you know,
Wow.
emanating these blessings out. And so it's somehow connected to this heart of Gaia, it's very, I just love the way that the remembering is happening. And so as I'm, as I was feeling into that, I'm feeling, rather than repeating that song, who's coming through right now is Tara,
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
because when Kelly was describing her experience of the waves moving, coming in and going back out, and this line of incredible fluff that was happening when they were meeting, and then this flash of turquoise, to me the turquoise is the green Tara. And what's coming to me now also in terms of the wheel, the prayer wheel, is often in visualizations in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, there's a seed syllable around which a mantra is moving in your heart. And so I'm feeling Tara right now, and her mantra is Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. So I'm going to just sing her mantra right now, and I invite you to. She's very beautiful. She's this blue, they call her the blue green. Her pure land is called the land of turquoise leaves, and she is blue green in color, like the color of a mountain lake, and she's translucent. She's a light being, she's a fully awakened female Buddha, and I feel her energy is very powerful right now at this time, because she, in her aspiration, was to awaken in a female form. And also, she's called the Swift Liberator because she helps to remove obstacles on our path, and also to remove fear and anxiety. So I encourage you right now, you can just, if you know what she looks like, you can visualize her as I'm singing, but also you can just imagine yourself being bathed in this turquoise blue green light, and that any fear, any anxiety, anything that feels, and that can be from the subtlest to the most gross, just feel her placing her hand on your head and just streaming this blue green amrita of awakened nectar into your body.
one feels like home for me.
Hmm. Yeah, it is home. I mean, it's awakened mantra. It's mantra that is invoking an enlightened being, you know, a female Buddha who is her only reason for coming into form is compassion for all beings, to relieve the suffering of all beings. So it's a mantra. I just encourage anyone at any time, you chant her mantra or just Tara, Tara, Tara. You can put it to your own tune. You can call on her. She comes quickly. Again, I think I've mentioned before that when a being becomes fully awakened, they are no longer bound by time and space. So, our rational mind thinks, well, if I'm calling her, what if someone else is calling her and she can't come? And it's like, no, 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 she's called the swift liberator. She comes in a nanosecond. Her energy is present to relieve suffering, remove obstacles. Yeah.
Amazing. Did you have one more? Was there one more you mentioned? I can't
No,
remember.
there's more, but I'm also feeling like it's enough. I'm feeling like maybe this is the place where we, just pull everything back in and offer our dedication prayers, that anything beneficial that transpired in this time together be of great benefit to all beings, and that it be the cause and the seed of awakening of all sentient beings, that on this day, on this holy day, this festival of miracles, that again, in the beginning I said imagine ripples going out, but ripples that are magnified a millionfold to touch any being that's suffering right now, which would probably be most of us, because there's no hierarchy of suffering. You know, we each experience suffering in our own unique ways, and so this dedication prayer goes out to all of us. The two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, the slithering ones, Mother Gaia. All sentient beings that exist in our world and beyond. As we said in the beginning, that this dedication, these songs, these chants, these mantras, they go out into the universe. It doesn't. We're not the only ones suffering. There's suffering in other planets too, in other places, other galaxies, I'm sure. And so, we can think of our dedication as being vast like that.
Mhm.
It's not limited just to our world. It's maybe to future worlds that may come, to worlds that have been in the past.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank the all that is. Blessed be to the all the awakened ones, the wisdom keepers, the angels and archangels who are holding us right now and helping us to stay in our own stable ground of our essence.
Yeah. That was all medicine for me. There's something in particular about the Tara that is just brings me right back. Grounds me really powerfully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. If anyone's interested, there is I lead a monthly Tara practice that's a very brief Tara practice that you don't have to be Buddhist, you don't have to know the practice, you just get to be in Tara's beautiful presence for about 40 minutes or so. It's on the last Monday of every month, and you can find it my calendar on my website has the link to that. It's through the Buddhist organization that I'm part of and that I teach at, a Sukha City Foundation. But I can send you the link too, so you can put it in under the, under this
And
group.
that's free?
Yeah,
It's
it's
free.
free. It's donation based. When you register online, there's a place where you can donate, and that's always helpful for the ongoing teachings and to support me as well. But
Mhm.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And it's a drop in thing. You don't have to commit to coming every month. It's just as needed basis. And yeah, it's just Tara wants to help everybody all the time.
Amazing. And then you also, I mean, obviously I'll put the link to your website. You also do online and in-person work with
Spiritual
people
counseling.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Spiritual counseling and sound healing and working also with people. I know you and I talked about it earlier. We don't have time today, but we're going to bring you something new in the next video about creating your own medicine melody for as medicine for you during these times. And yeah, so that's a little yummy nugget that's going to come. But yeah, I also work with people one on one and helping find the song of your own soul.
mm, 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 mm. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Yay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, my
Thank you.
friend. Thank you, Martha. Thank you to everyone that is watching, will be watching. May you be blessed. May you be blessed and may you transform into the beautiful flowers that you all are.
And may we just be them.
Yes, yes, just be them. Just be them.
Because here we are. Okay.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, everybody. See you all again very soon.